Yesterday, what the city did to us as a workforce by saying they would not pay our lump sum payments, our retro, is the basic definition of the word unfair. Now, I have a lot of other words that I have used to describe it, but I'm not going to do those right now on a video. Probably would get me in trouble. The new normal now seems to be everything's unfair. It's unfair. We had to fight to close our schools. It's unfair. We had to fight to make our schools safe. It's unfair that people all across America have to go to work in unsafe conditions. There's a lot of unfairness going on, but it seems to be the new normal. But if I explain to a 5-year-old what the city did yesterday, they would get it so quickly that that's just unfair. So waking up this morning with just the idea that the city was going to argue in an arbitration today that they were going to pay us nothing until they think things were better angered me a lot, just as it was angering all of you. The number of emails, the outrage we were feeling about how we were being treated. So we did this arbitration today. It was a long arbitration. It was over 4.5 hours. And the city did what we thought they were going to do. Well, we're facing these economic challenges, and therefore it would be irresponsible for us to make this payment because that might cause layoffs. I hear that, but I also hear the other part of that, which is saying that if the city feels they can claim financial hardship whenever they need to meet an obligation, then what's to stop them from saying our raise next May? They can't meet that obligation because is our economy going to get better by next May? And what does that mean? So from now on, agreements mean nothing. So we did this. We argued right back. So exactly what I just said. How is it that a city can say this? I said, this money was already part of an agreement. When we made the agreement, we knew the city didn't have the money, which is why we spread out the payments. And we did that in a responsible way. And once again, when we did that, the city was like, why do you want this provision about an arbitrator? And we said, in case something happens and you try to do something stupid. And they were like, but look at us all working together. Yeah, well, you know what? This is what we do know. When things get, quote, unfair, when things get challenging, when the economy falters or there's a health crisis, we know who lands up giving up the most. It's always the workers. And that's why we insisted on that provision. So we did our arguments back and forth. So this morning, again, when I woke up, the city's plan was to pay us nothing until the city felt better about its finances. I received the award from the arbitrator about 20 minutes ago and just finished reading it. The arbitrator has awarded that the city must pay us half of the money they owe us immediately this month to all UFT titles and all UFT members who are entitled to it. And he said the other half must be paid in July of next year. But he also said that since UFT is doing this, then you cannot lay off a UFT member for the rest of this year. And he also said that their 3% raise that they are owed in May cannot be challenged by the city. Now, I appreciate that the arbitrator put all of those things into the award, but that does not mean I'm happy with the fact that the city still did something that was unfair. We have always been a good partner to the city. because it's our city. It's not about an elected official or a mayor. It's our city. Mayors come and go. We're here. And we will continue to do that work. We will continue to do the work of caring, nurturing, and teaching the children of our city. But we will also insist at all times that we are treated fairly. And if that means we have to fight, as I said yesterday, then we will fight. And I think everyone who is watching this right now understands that this is not the last fight. You all understand that between the pandemic and our safety, and between the economy that's basically in a depression, it's not if, it's when and how many more fights we're going to have to get through these two phenomenally difficult challenges. So I leave you with this. I'm not happy. I am happy that part of the money will be paid now, part of the money will be paid in July, and is guaranteed they can't challenge it again. I am happy that we now have a no layoff clause, because we know that that was really on the table, especially if our school system goes into a remote setting. And I am happy that the arbitrator made it clear to the city, you cannot challenge the raise that the UFT members are owed in May. But the unfairness is still there. And I'm going to feel that like you all feel it. But once again, we move forward. We're there to take care of each other. And we know when it's time, we get back to back and we fight. And there are a lot of fights coming. So I'm going to make sure we're going to send out an email to all the members. We're going to post the arbitration award in a little bit on the website so everybody can read it. And I'm sorry that we had to go through this over the last 2 days. Because with everything else that you're all doing, with everything we're all facing, we should be trying to make things easier for folks, not trying to cause more and more frustration. So take this time over this 3-day weekend. If you can, take that deep breath and just realize that the city, the majority of the city knows what you are doing. And they know that you are the heroes. That doesn't take away from the fact that what the city did was unfair. But we have to remember that the majority of the city knows that what we are doing is heroic. So please, again, take that time and be safe, and God bless. And we'll always be there for each other.